how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the top thing. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the temple of justice.
Give us access to our money to the bank. She said the dollar is 1,000 to collect the money. We are here.
I've always said there are two sets of people, the oppressors and the oppressed, and in between are the cowards and the hypocrites, which I am.
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the top thing. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the temple of justice.
Give us access to our money to the bank. She said the dollar is 1,000 to collect the money. We are here.
I've always said there are two sets of people, the oppressors and the oppressed, and in between are the cowards and the hypocrites, which I am.
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the top thing. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the temple of justice.
Give us access to our money to the bank. She said the dollar is 1,000 to collect the money. We are here.
I've always said there are two sets of people, the oppressors and the oppressed.
And confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the temple of justice.
ATI uses political about PDP. Wike camp insists PDP convention proceed. 2027 Labour fixed May 23 presidential primaries, and on NMPP, reject website.
And confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the temple of justice.
oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about
Under siege.
I will place the
He is a political analyst and he prides himself on the nation and a political analyst. Victor Enyiche, good morning. Of membership, the governor was considering a move to the All Progressive Congress with the claims the switch could happen next week. Addressing journalists briefly, wearing in also use the integrity, reiterated his administration's commitment for clear billion in gratuity areas.
Sank into, but he could. To some of us, the observers, we from portray as one who said that he just had some little face-off with FCT minister and couldn't stand the test of time. The party was going, was sinking, and Bala was watching until the party's point, same FC he was fighting had come now to rescue the party once again, because all the group that Bala worked with have finally failed. So it is now the FCT minister and his group that is coming to, So all of us of PDP who had followed Bala Mohammed will be losing interest on Bala Mohammed as he stands now. And following the statement that reads that I have not moved You know, it's a ground. If I move, yeah, and to suggest that you will leave PDP is something that some people who had been your loyalists will see as a betrayal, and in fact, betrayal of trust. I don't see Bala and Wike sitting together in PDP because Wike won't give him that space, you know. They say once beaten, twice shy. Seeing the level of betrayal as Wike might, you know, come up with later from Bala Mohammed, despite his support for Bala and the rest of them, and the way Bala helped to push Fubara into disobeying Wike at some point, I don't think two of them will parley well in the new PDP. If he will leave, but I think it will be a very strong political minus for him.
Well, one would say to a large extent, FCT Minister has and the very next second, you know, become friends with you. And they say politics is about interest. In Rivers State, we have seen people that have been at daggers drawn with the FCT minister, and somehow he was able to recall during the 2023 elections the people he fell out with, a whole lot of them. And you know, during this crisis, he was able to like reconcile with a whole lot of them as well, except for those, of course, who refused, right? That's on one hand. They fight with Fubara, despite how bitter it has been. To a large extent, they are back again, right? So one would say probably politics, when interests are being covered and protected, and when interests are aligned, I think that's the better word. When interests are aligned, you know, all the, you know, skirmishes, you know,
Anybody can add to that. But for Wike is like a sanguine, you know, so sanguine temperament type when it comes to politics. He fights with his mouth, not heart.
okay.
So his heart is secured with ecstasy. So the mouth can be vomiting fire, whereas the heart is still pleading peace. So if his firebrand can subdue you and he sees that you have lowered, then he turns back and says, oh boy, are you there? You say, I beg, help me. He stretches his hand and pull you along. And that to study about Nyesom Wike and his political style, his style of politicking. Right. But look, giving it to Bala Mohammed, who you know, he's a Fulani man. He has his culture first before his political interest. And I don't know to the extent he had, I thought I would have known him better when he served as FCT minister, but unfortunately when he became a senator, I struggled. And when later he became a governor, I lost everything about it. I knew that all I knew him as during his service as FCT minister was completely different. So I don't know if he will play along with Nyesom Wike in terms of reconciliation and aligning in interest, or he will still stick to his cultural values and perhaps his superiority claim as an international politician who perhaps would like to give account to the international community that is observing and watching his moves here in Nigeria.
All right.
So, but for FCT minister, nobody should worry about that. If he can, in fact, Wike can reconcile with Satan and still move on. Yes, and I think I love him for that. Anybody who is acrimony, forgiving, might have problem in life per se. But For me, Wike is good at that. So he can accommodate Bala, but the question is, will Bala accommodate Wike, having claimed all this superiority?
All right. Victor, let me come to you here. Now, Bala is denying defection. However, there has been around his possible defection that APC had given certain stringent conditions that are not. Last time I checked, it's just Sheyi Makinde and Bala Mohammed remaining, correct? Now, one of the conditions, I think about 3 of them, maybe 2 of them, one was that they will not be able to pick a successor. And last time I checked, these 2 people are in their last tenures. So Nigerian politics is always successive, in the sense that the predecessor will always choose a successor. So if that condition did not come up, I'll be like, okay, probably they are first-time governors. But for APC to say they will not be able to pick successor means that they are in their final tenure, whoever is, they are giving the conditions to. And number 2, they will not be recognized as leaders of the party in their states. So at least these are the 2 conditions I can clearly remember. If these 2 conditions are being given to a sitting governor to enable him defect, this is APC telling you that you're not that relevant. This is APC literally taking away political structure from you in your state, probably because some person or the persons in that state who have worked with them to, you know, solidify APC in that state, they owe them that position. So you're coming in, you can come in, but you cannot choose a successor. So what's the interest then?
Well, it's simply politics. You know, all I see is politics being played by the politicians, however unintelligent, if you ask me, because I feel we've gone beyond some of these shenanigans that politicians are putting up, you know, in our current politics. It's not so intelligent. If you look at his statement, he did not deny that he is defecting or is not defecting. He said he has not.
Yeah, I have not defected is different from I will not defect.
You know, it's semantics. So if I come and say, you took my pen from me, he said, no, I have not collected your pen from you. You know, it shows intent. Why not even deny
the action has not
exactly
happened.
So you're saying it doesn't happen, but I mean there's a large chance of that happening. That's why I will, you know, tilt towards the conditions, alleged conditions that you know you say came up of. Maybe he's not been able to, because he's from a state where you have you know, some strong APC hopefuls. So moving for him will be a bit complex, especially considering the fact, the influence that the minister Wike has in the current APC. You know, he's not a member of the APC, but however I want to deny it, nobody can take away.
Certain negotiations and settlements must,
Wike, Wike has one. I keep asking people, as the APC, after denying that the reason why they've not come in to welcome Governor Sim Fubara officially was because of the last whatever I think was the fasting or one of the festival. As you know, ended, we are having a second one. Have they come to welcome him? Officially? You know, it's politics. You know, you can deny, but
the handwriting.
I believe there are still background talks that you know, Bala is trying to settle before he decides to move or not. The question is, what does he stand to gain or lose if he defects to APC or not? The truth is, most of them have seen that if you want to fight for this thing, APC is the only place that you want to go to. Especially when you know you have not done so well. Especially when you know that you do not have the reputation, you have not the qualities to brag. I mean, look at Kwankwaso. You know, you can hear him come boldly, even when you know that this person is not, excuse me, is not in any public office. But he banks on his, you know, reputation of the Kwankwaso movement to tell you that anybody, you know, he told the sitting governor he betrayed me. You know, even when we know they are not enemies, you know, that's a different scenario. But some of these people know that if they are left to fight in the state, they most likely will not find it easy, or some possibly not win. So you see them checking their possibilities.
They don't have political credits.
They don't have. So that's why you see them taking the actions. Most of the governors have defected to, you know, APC. Look at them and ask, what's their pedigree? What have they done? What are they doing? You know, you're having more than double of what you've been having as revenue. You know, what are they doing? How is the improvement of the state? So you know, just like this issue of power that we talk about sometimes, go to the states. What are they doing in their state to improve, to ameliorate the sufferings of the people? Because we have so much funds, and yet you know. So I think the attention of the governors, we are not even giving them enough attention that we need to give them. Bala Mohammed knows that he doesn't have the reputation. He has not built enough reputation for him to say, I can stand and fight an opposition, you know, of truth and fact. He cannot. So I can understand why he's, you know, jogging and, you know, being skeptical. He doesn't want to come out playing. Of course, if he doesn't want to defect, all I expect him to come and say is that, no, it's a rumor that he's about to defect, that he doesn't have any plans of defecting to the APC, all of that. That's how you deny, you know, a rumor or something that they said against you. But he said that he's going to explain. I wonder what he wants to explain in the coming days. But we await his explanation.
Of course, fingers crossed, because I have a feeling that this story will still develop further. Every PDP governor that defected, this rumor came out. And they were very quick to deny the rumor. But at the end of the day, the rumor became true. And then they now said, my people said we should move.
I mean, we're lucky he did not say he was consulting his people.
But
I'm consulting with my people.
My people said we should move. Oh, PDP is this and all of that. Well, anyway, moving forward, still on PDP. Faction of the People's Democratic Party, aligned with the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, has declared that there is no going back on its planned national convention despite ongoing internal crisis and reconciliation efforts. The group emphasized that party disagreements will not delay or alter the convention schedule. Speaking in Abuja, the PDP Caretaker Committee's National Publicity Secretary, Jungudo Haruna Mohammed, outlined a detailed timetable for the March 29 to 30 convention. He stressed that both the existence of the Caretaker Committee and the conduct of the convention remain non-negotiable, even as reconciliation within the party continues. Activities leading to the convention include the inauguration of planning committees, zoning decisions, an emergency NEC meeting, and the sale of nomination forms. The party confirmed that INEC has been duly notified and has monitored earlier congresses, with only a few zonal congresses left before the convention proceeds as scheduled. Nze, your take on this one?
You know, it is it is funny how things play out in Nigeria, and I wish that the younger Nigerians should be learning very fast. You know, yes, Wike is my brother. I'm proud of him.
Wike is not your brother.
Yes, Wike is my brother.
Do you know these statements now? I didn't hear you well, Nze.
Listen.
You know, you said yes or Wike is your brother.
Wike is my brother.
When did that happen?
I say Wike is my brother.
When?
And Dike Kobo. Yes, Wike is Dike. And honestly, let me say this. Anybody, any group of persons that has a man like Nyesom Wike has somebody. I can disagree with Wike on so many areas. I can fight with him tooth and nail. But the truth is that young man, no, he's somebody to go with. And he is this man that when he starts a fight, just be rest assured that until the fight is over, he's never tired. I don't know. I lived in Rumaipekom, his hometown, and I sought to find the people who grew with him in primary school to know his kind of behavior and character during his primary level, you know, between his 8 to 15 years of age. But I have not really gotten my answers to that. Just imagine, this is PDP National Convention again, after November.
After Oyo State, Ibadan Convention.
After November.
That was planned by Damagu.
Yes, after November. Convention. This is March, April, another convention.
But court has cancelled that convention.
You mean the Amala Convention?
You call it Amala Convention, you call it Ewedu Convention, or whatever convention, but it was organized by the long-seated Ilia Damago. You know, the former caretaker committee chairman, backed by the Governors Forum. Backed by the Governors Forum. The who is who in PDP was in that clique. But Wike and a few of his men were on the other side. When we even thought as much that they will defeat Wike. But here we are. Prior to that convention, somebody came up to say, no, you can't deny me my right. He went to court. I think that's Duse, Jigawa State governor. He came up to say, no, you can't deny me my right. Allow me to purchase a form. And they refused. He went to court. And court considered him right and asked the convention to hold until they cleared that matter. But these people said no, they went on. I think another court also came, I think Peter Leaf or thereabout, came up again to give another restraining order. But they felt they were smart, they had a connection and all that. They didn't know that Wike is smarter. And they went ahead, you know, contacted Oyo State High Court, and it gave them the approval. They went and spent all the money and came back. But here we are. Finally, the court has quashed everything they did, and now everybody is coming back to Wike's camp. You know, in the week past, you see the reconciliations, the reconciliative movements and all that. And everybody is now aligning with Wike's camp, which you know that when Bolaji came up, not Bolaji, was Abdurrahman.
Turaki.
No, Turaki is saying his own. Abdurrahman, the chairman of the caretaker committee chairman of the Wike camp.
Yes.
When he came up, I asked the question in the media. I said, where is Turaki? Where is Abdurrahman coming from? Which NEC meeting produced him? Which convention produced him? But finally, you discover that they were actually working behind the curtains. This, look, I am this person that salutes intelligence anywhere I see it. Anywhere I see greatness, I salute it. You did something, you know, smartly, and I give it to you. These guys were working behind the curtains. Why these other ones were making their noise? And at the end of the day, court recognized Yeso Wike and Samuel Anyanwu
and the board of trustees,
all of them,
and their board of trustees,
you see, even in choosing board of trustees, they looked at the powers of Adolf Wabara, you know, the former Senate president. They chose his brother against him. Yeah, they chose his brother against him. Yeah. So now you know that when you come home, you can't balance, because your enemy is just by your gate, you know. And now, I think last week or thereabout, we discussed about Adolfa, you know, offering for reconciliation, you know. So he's now leading his own BOT to meet with Ohuabunwa BOT. Let's settle. You know, Ohuabunwa who would have been coming with knee bent before Adolf Wabra. Now Adolf Wabra is coming with the case. Man, this is a game. When we talk politics, can men learn politics? Not politics of bitterness, not politics of violence, not politics of acrimony, but politics of intelligence. This is where I see politics of intelligence. And I give it to Yeso Wike and whoever is working with him very closely. If I have my way, in as much as I cannot maybe join him in APC. Because I don't know
he's
why.
Not an APC member, he's a PDP member. Last time I checked.
I wouldn't want to argue that with you. Whichever party you say that Wike is, I agree. Because in River State, Wike is in all the political parties.
It's Rainbow Coalition.
It's in all the political parties. So whichever one you say is, I won't argue with you. But the truth is this. I know that in the near future I'll work with you, Wike. I know it.
I didn't hear that. Right?
Yes, I know it. So many of my followers will like.
Look, David, you're nodding your head.
No, hold on.
You are nodding your head because you do not. Do you know what? Do you know?
Hold on.
The position you are taking of this program for over 3 years.
Listen to me. I said here that most of my followers will be like, this guy is leading us aright.
I really cannot wait to see what our fans,
do you know what
the reaction of the fans will be.
Yes, you will see that after now. I am doing this because look at the kind of person like Yeson Ezenwo Wike. He does not fight, to finish. He fights, he reconciles, he keeps moving. Oga, when you are fighting and you have seen a champion, wisdom demands that you collect that champion to your group. Yeson Wike is this champion. In as much as I will say, even till tomorrow, on so many occasions, I will say no to some of his choices and actions. But when it comes to the ones that pleases me, I will accept it. That is the mindset I am having towards what is happening now. But let the young politicians learn that you don't fight to finish. Look at if Yeson Wike can settle with Flag Amakri, if he can settle with what's his name, Chidi Lloyd, if he can settle with most of this, I don't want to start calling them so that people will begin to revive old wounds. If he can settle with them, he as well can settle with his own. Because I know I have not slapped him in public. Except through my stance. When we stand opposite each other. And now that I'm seeing the game he's playing in PDP, that is giving PDP hope of revival. Now they have said that there is no going back in conducting their national convention, but he has made a statement that PDP will not produce a presidential candidate in 2020. So they will adopt. You see that this national convention will adopt Bola Ahmed Tinubu as their presidential flag bearer. Do you now see to that? This is where I believe that most of the people who have followed me will see.
This is where it is headed.
Yeah, this is where it is heading to.
You're right.
And if at the end of the day he achieves this, you now see that all the fingers we pointed at him, though from the negative angle, had materialized. So we are right. And he's also right, because even while doing what he was doing, he knows why he was doing what he was doing, and now he has achieved it. If at the end of the day, now PDP had their national convention without a presidential flag bearer, and at the end of the day, you see the collection of all the who is who in PDP, even those who have defected to APC, that will still later return back to PDP from 2028. Many of them will still do that. And PDP will now be strong enough to present a formidable candidate in 2031. Now, when the implosion we're expecting in APC will happen, because it will soon happen, we are waiting for it.
After the primaries.
We predicted that.
There'll be a lot of disgruntled people. A lot of disappointed persons.
We've predicted the challenge that ADC will have. I think it has started happening. David Mark is no longer priding himself as the sole chairman, national chairman. He has not seen that.
There have always been faction in ADC.
No. That's at a point it was laid low.
This is politics, because there was need for PDP to come to a head. Now that PDP has come to a head, if you observe what is going on, ADC crisis, they've been in court.
Yeah.
They've always had that leadership crisis. They've been in court for a very long time. So now that one is coming up again. And while that one is coming up, Labour Party, Abure has started stirring the pot as well. So when you sit back and watch what is going on, if one understands political body language and what is going on, it is the rats in the house that told the rat in the bush that there is fish in the kitchen. I'll not say anything beyond this what I've said. So if you understand parable and you can link this parable to everything that I have said, Victor. Victor, now, Nze has made certain statements here that, you know, it has left me quite flabbergasted, discombobulated. You know, I wouldn't say I'm perplexed, but I'm speechless. Nze on national television said, I am willing to work with Wiki. Victor Nze has a history on ATN. Nze has people that hate him with a passion and love him with a passion as well because of River State crisis and the position he has taken so far, you know, with regards to the FCT minister's activities and style of politics. Even me, I am flabbergasted that Nze, having lambasted the FCT minister on several occasions on this show because of his style of politics, he's not coming out to say FCT minister is a DK and he is willing to. I don't want to make this about Nze, but I just have to say this. But Victor, please, what do you make of this APC party politics and we case camp insisting that PDP convention will go ahead?
Well, honestly, I loved listening to his analogy just now because, for me as a strategist, it makes a lot of sense. One of the things that make strategists fail is emotions, feelings, and sentiments. The moment you import all of that in your decision making, you begin to fail. You begin to see false images and direction and all of that. But from what he's saying, I think I reiterate what he said. The younger people in politics and in governance and everywhere, leadership basically, should be paying attention. Unfortunately, we're not. But this is a good time to pay attention because what is happening is a contrast between a system fight or systematic fight and a loud fight. You know, what Wike has been doing, and it didn't start today, and this has been his strategy. There's something people don't. When you see the likes of OCD Okocha, a lot of them, very strong intellectuals, and especially in law, Wogu Bombs and the likes of them around Wike, you think they're just there for fancy. These are the people.
Think tanks.
The think tank. Wike doesn't joke with his think tank. Wike doesn't take decisions. Wike is like a chess player. Makes his moves. His current move is actually a move that is backing his fifth move. But because of the style of politics we play, where everybody thinks it's about the noise, which Wike has the capacity to do, he knows it. I know somebody that worked with Wike during his chairmanship and governorship, that handled his PR. We were having a conversation, and the guy told me a lot of things that people look at Wike and see the noise. And sometimes he wonders why people do not see beyond that, because beyond the noise, Wike is one of the simplest persons we can deal with. Wike will actually listen to you. Wike is not the person that judges from the first statement. Wike will, if you say something in front of Wike about somebody that Wike knows, Wike doesn't just take it. He will call the person and tell you, say it in front of this person. You know, he has all of that, but he also knows how to carry the noise. So you're distracted with the noise. Look at the fight he fought with Amechi. It wasn't the physical battle he won. It was the technical battle. All his battles, he has always been technicalities. And people keep underrating him. So when people see him shout, they think we're going to match violence for violence. They don't understand that, just like he mentioned, that outward part of Wike, he doesn't do it with his heart. He knows that he has the plan he has. But he will come and shout and threaten fire and brimstone. You now will be attempting to quench the fire. Meanwhile, what he's using is not even the fire. The fire is to push you, is to, trigger you into doing stuff. So yes, Wike's style of politics, like he said, I also do not agree with a lot of decisions that he has taken. I feel in terms of leadership, he has taken certain decisions that are more to his personal favor than the favor of the state in general. But the question is this strategic? Yes. Look at what Wike, I think I'd mentioned this before on this show, that what Wike is fighting for is not 2027. Wike is fighting for 2031. Wike is fighting for, see, while Atiku and the likes of them were fighting for a platform to run an election, Wike was fighting for a structure. When Wike mentions structure, people don't understand, and people think structure he meant is the people. Wike understand that for you to win a system, it has to be within a structure. If you do not have a party, you cannot contest the election. Who controls the party, controls the election, the candidate. Who controls the structure of the candidate, wins the election, produces the person that wins. Wike understands it. Wike is not fighting to become president. Wike is fighting to be able to determine who becomes worse. So why the Atiku and the likes, and why they keep losing it, because they were fighting for a platform for their selfish interest. Wike was fighting for his structure, for a system. Wike wants to control the system. They want to control the party. They want to control the people. And when Wike keeps doing this, people keep misunderstanding him. Now look at Wike has said openly, he didn't say it, he said PDP they're not ready. But is he a lie? Look at it. Is PDP actually ready? PDP as a party is not ready for an election. It will be foolery for anybody to go and say, I want to collect the nomination form for presidential this in PDP. It's absolute madness. Even the ADC we're talking about, let's be factual, do a feasibility study. How will a party that doesn't even have an organized structure win an election? You know what happened in Abuja? It's just like he said, people are not paying attention to this thing. So, how many people died? How many people did Wike kill? Oh, Abuja is not FCC, not Obiakpo. Because they were looking at the physical aspect. Forgetting that Wike has gone to Abuja. If you know what Wike is doing in Abuja, the indigenous people is that who people Wike went to work with. Wike did not go there to fight anybody. Took the people along, brought them over to his side. Told them, now we are fighting for you. And the election hit. Wike did not need to do anything. The people fought the election. Meanwhile, the people in ADC were on social media shouting, FCT is not Obiakpo. The question is, what is happening in Obiakpo? Was it Obiakpo that Wike used to win the election? They did not understand all of these things. So whatever is happening now is a strategic move Wike is making. Wike has been on this trajectory and he's not stopping. He's not doing it other. Like he mentioned, now we keep saying Wike is killing PDP. Who is killing PDP at the end of the day? Because at the end of the day, you see that Wike is actually fighting for the survival of his structure of PDP. He's not letting people, individuals, hijack it for their personal interest. The truth is, Atiku can win. If you give an Atiku opportunity to control the party, after winning the election, Atiku can drop the party and move to anywhere. Wike will not do it. Because he understands. Wike knows that if he leaves this, the APC structure is not in his hand. If he leaves it and say, I am going to APC, he cannot go and tell Ganduje and the stronger men that in APC, he won't control it. There are people that will tell Tinubu, Baba, no, we cannot give him this thing. So he knows that. So what is he doing? Let me protect the structure. If at any day Tinubu, he falls out with Tinubu, he can say, oh, all my people, oh yeah, back to PDP. Then you understand whether PDP is strong or not. If you go to some part of the West and you see the reverence they give to Wike, you will not be asking why. Because most persons in leadership have not shown this capacity. Look at Peter B, for instance. You're in a party that has given you the platform, the love and everything. And then there's a fight, there's a problem. You cannot coordinate and organize the people. Because that is the role of leadership. Of course.
He said he left it for the governor.
For Alex Oti. You know, so the question is, what Wike is doing is strategic leadership. He might not see his decisions, like I said, a lot of his decisions I'm not even comfortable because in terms of this collective interest of the state, he hasn't done, you know, some of the decisions are what has taken us aback. But in terms of politics, I mean, who would believe that we would be here at this point? When he was laughing, I understood the laugh because nobody would have seen that this is where with all the noise, Soraki and all the, where are they? Now they are now going to Wike to ask for reconciliation.
While still in Supreme Court as well.
They know the case is a no-brainer.
It's the case, yes. Because I mean there are two court orders. There are two court orders, and secondly, your state's High Court does not have the jurisdiction.
Simple.
Just because INEC is part of the respondents to that matter cannot be treated in a state high court. And the interesting thing was that the judge recognized it, because much later INEC came to remove themselves from that case, and the judge granted that removal. And INEC simply made a case, and that case was that the judge does not have the jurisdiction to entertain a matter pertaining to them.
So the question,
because they're a federal body. So if the judge granted that, why go ahead to entertain that matter? And you cannot entertain a matter with regards to political parties without INEC being in that matter. So, like, make it make sense to me, right? And the judge, the court order by the judge actually came second. Justice Omotosho had already said this convention should not hold. And that order was not even coming as a result of Wike's matter, the Wike factions matter. It was because of a member of the party that they refused to give, that they denied form. That they denied form to run for chairmanship of PDP in the National Convention.
And that alone.
That was it. And then they went to Oyo State High Court to get a different injunction, after which Peter Lefu of Federal High Court gave injunction citing the one that was given by Omotosho. Guess what? After the Peter Lefu did that, they still went back to the same judge in Oyo State who gave a second one, countering the one Peter Lefu gave. So now, at the end of the day, your guess is as good as mine. What is going to happen? And appeal court, the truth of the matter is that you cannot disrespect a court and expect a higher court to deal with that disrespect with kid gloves. That's disrespect to the sanctity of the court, right? And then appeal court has judged. So they actually know, probably, Supreme Court has their own ways and means. They usually say they are not the best because they are not the final because they are the best. They are the final because they are the highest. And after them, you go and appeal to God. And there is nothing you can do about it. So now the Supreme Court case, now that they have appealed to Supreme Court, when you look at the nitty-gritty of the matter, it's a 50, well, I don't want to say it's a 50-50 thing. Possibility that it will go in their favor is very, very, very low. Probably that is why they are engaging in reconciliation. But then, are you positive, Victor, that this reconciliation will actually go through?
Well, I think for the politicians that are wise enough to,
it means that Seyi Makinde will have to drop his presidential ambition.
Well, I do not even.
Have you thought about that?
I do not believe that Seyi actually has presidential ambition. Seyi has been trying his weight. Do
you feel he just wants to try his weight?
Seyi is a businessman. Yeah, Seyi is a businessman that knows that I don't go into a business that I will lose completely. His visit to the president was not for nothing. His visit to the president was not for nothing. After that, we've had him go to Obasanjo and IBB, the meetings.
Consultations.
The question is, if you leave a Seyi and a Tinubu, the sitting president. Now, don't forget that Seyi is also struggling to produce a successor in his state. And Wike has it. There's only Wike says, I will come to your state and I will give you it. So,
could it be possible that a conspiracy theory just swelling in my head, that the conditions by the APC to the remaining PDP governors could be the voice of Esau, but the hand of Jacob? You
know what I mean. Let's share that.
Is it possible?
No, let's share that with the audience, the viewers, and the Nigerians. The hand is hand of Esau. The voice is voice of Jacob. And the old man, in his old experience, could not discern the game. See, when you talked about these conditions, I knew that someone has said, keep these two there. Let's use them to play the game. Because if every governor leaves PDP, it wouldn't be nice. See, when you say that I hit Wike, I do this, I did this, do you know, you owe me a lot, because if I had gone the same line with others, this very open conversation wouldn't have the kind of view it is enjoying today. So leave this Bala and Shey, one south, one north. Let's play the game. All the PDP in Southeast, all the PDP in South have all gone. Are you getting me? Mm-hmm. And the one that refused to go to APC had formed a new political party, which you know is going nowhere. Now, coming to what story we are hearing, that Makinde would want to, you know, contest PDP and presidential listen on the platform of PDP. How? Against who? Just like Victor said that Shey is a business guy and he's trying to see how he can connect. But retaining him in PDP will give PDP or the PDAPC. It will give PDAPC a very clean ground to fight. It will be a ring fight that will produce a champion and a field marshal.
Okay.
And the field marshal is the PDP with Wike, and the champion is Shey Makinde and Bala Mohammed, which you know that when they study the conditions, you will not bring your successor, you will not be the leader of the party in your state. Your own is gone now. So
anybody rather stay back in PDP and give
anybody that accept this offer has said, I surrender all. And if at this point in politics you surrender, you are dead. Are you getting me? So we know that what is happening now is that Shey Makinde will quietly stay calm in PDP, and the National Convention will come and go with or without the Supreme Court declaration. But PDP will not produce a presidential candidate.
But they can produce National Assembly,
those ones can come.
Of
yes,
Assembly
those ones can. And that is where the only person that can sign their form
will be Samuel Anyanwu.
No, Abdulrahman and Samuel Anyanwu as the national chairman.
Unless until after the PDP convention.
Yes, after the convention, then now the new which you know that if care is not taken, Abdulrahman might stay come. Sam might lose that office anyway.
Sam may go for governorship.
Yes, he might lose that office.
Imo State, there is a possibility, because that was even what gave rise to the contention of his office in the first place. He went
when he relinquished the office and
so there is also a possibility, because I think Ozodema is in his final tenure.
Yes.
So Samuel Anyanwu may contest for Imo State. I'm just saying, going by what their interests have been so far, over the years, there is a possibility now that Samuel Anyanwu might want to throw his hat in the ring.
But do you know that even without the governorship ticket for Sam had played this game together with Wike to the extent that after 2027, Sam might get special appointment by this government.
But let's see how it will play out.
He has already stood with Wike, and look at all the people that worked with Wike. This is one area I still talk about with this. He does not leave his lieutenants.
Ikpeazu is now an ambassador.
Yeah, Ikpeazu is now an ambassador. Ugwuanyi is also, flying. So Wike does not leave his lieutenants. He carries them along. Unlike some other politicians who, after you work with, once they are no longer, their interest is no longer in that immediate meal, they forget about you. Whether you eat in the evening or not,
they even drag you with them.
Yeah, they don't care. So I believe that Shey Makinde's ambition has been thwarted by the victory of Nyesom Wike and his Sam Anyanwu group. So Makinde should understand that. But I'll plead with him to remain in PDP so that he will give us a good, we the spectators, he will give us some entertainment, because definitely the game will continue until after the National Convention and declarative judgment of it's really going to be declarative, whichever
I hope it is, so that they don't start fighting again, just like Labour Party. They are now fighting. Supreme Court has given judgment, but they are not saying it's not longer.
The interpretation. Is now the problem.
Exactly. I'm talking about Labour Party. Labour Party has scheduled May 23, 2026 for its presidential primaries ahead of the 2027 general elections, as outlined in a communique issued after its National Executive Council meeting in Abuja. The party also set May 15 for governorship and legislative primaries, while its national convention is slated for April 11. As part of preparations, Labour Party will submit its membership register to INEC by April 15 and conduct world, local government and state congresses later in March. The NEC reaffirmed confidence in the party's leadership under Nenadi Osman and Darlington Nkwocha, while also endorsing ongoing reforms, including a hybrid membership registration system combining digital and manual processes. The council further addressed internal challenges, suspending several members over alleged indiscipline and anti-party activities linked to a recent disruption at the party's secretariat. It urged members to resolve disputes through internal mechanisms and approved interim appointments to fill leadership gaps pending the completion of congresses. Let me start with you on this one, Victor Eniche. What is your take on this story?
Well, I mean, it's an opportunity for the Labour Party to put its house in order. It's also an opportunity to know the position, of the Labour Party in terms of the next election. Unfortunately for the Labour Party, the person that gave them, a resurrection in the politics of Nigeria has abandoned the ship and left them. I feel sad as a person that loves systemic organization. I feel sad that politicians do not understand the importance of systems. They rather put in their interests, their personal temporal interests, ahead of the system. So they don't care if the system works or not. If it doesn't serve their purpose, it doesn't serve their need, it is irrelevant. So they won't build system, and that's why the country keeps going down and down and down and down. Because if you have strong people, strong individuals, and you have strong institutions, what will happen is that there will be some continuity, there will be some progress. But when you have strong individuals that are outside the system, what happens is that the system automatically falls. And whenever the individuals, take a position, the systems do not work because the decisions are decisions of individuals and not of the system. Labour Party will come up with a candidate, and that candidate will, of course, or those candidates will run for election. The question I will ask now is, will people have the same love, the same empathy, the same concern, the same passion that Labour Party enjoyed during the last election? If no, then what is the opposition going to do? Maybe the new front of opposition will be the ADC. But for the Labour Party, I think this is an opportunity for them to build. What I think they should do is, despite the leadership crisis, position and only give responsible candidates with reputation.
So far right now in Labour Party, is there one candidate you can point at currently in Labour Party, or one member in Labour Party that you think is a viable candidate for the presidential elections? Can you think of anybody?
Well, for now, I don't think I know of any.
Do you think that Labour Party probably should go out there and fish for candidates?
No, I don't think they should fish for candidates, but any candidate that claims to be of high reputation, any candidate that claims to be of high quality and principle, this is an opportunity for them to write. Look, if we have a candidate that is very solid,
or maybe enjoys mass popularity,
the person doesn't need to enjoy it yet. But if you have somebody with a good credential, somebody with a good reputation, this is an opportunity. It might not be,
because Nigerians are really tired.
Yes, it might not be as same as that, but if you have a credible candidate with some good value, actual value, I think this will be an opportunity to ride on, the Labour Party. Because trust me, what will happen in ADC, I don't want to prophesy, but I don't think I'm liking it already. Because if you tell me that this person is a thief, that the people in that house, they are thieves, and that is why you avoid them, you don't go to the house, then...
I just have a feeling that after ADC is done with their primaries, I mean national, states, all the primaries, judgment will come. Write it down.
I like the way you said it. There was a suspense between.
It's going to happen.
And the thing is this, you know, whatever judgment that comes, this is a very important, you know, time for our democracy, because 2027 election is not more of a 2027 thing. For me, as far as I'm concerned, 2027 election has, in short, we have an idea of the trajectory, the direction.
Unless a candidate that, you know, both the current opposition and the ruling party are not expecting.
I know you're optimistic. I know you're optimistic. You're hoping that something, it won't happen.
I'm just hoping
not
that
when you have an not when you have an it will not happen.
Not in ADC.
That's what I'm saying. It will not happen. Yes, it will not happen. Which party? It will not happen.
So now somebody has been coming to my head for a while now. Someone has been coming. It's not someone that I basically I would say, oh, I personally like, because when I even sit down and look at his pedigree and certain things, there are one or two commas there, here and there. But then, right now, that is one person that is enjoying close to the kind of love will be enjoyed then, and that is Showore. Right now, I think that's one person that probably, if he jumps on Labour Party, a lot of Nigerians, because right now, what happened during in 2023, you see that state of mind Nigerians had prior to the election is playing out again. Nigerians, that level of frustration, that level of tiredness, that lethargy, that a whole lot of that desire for something new, that is what is playing out again. Probably because Nigerians have seen that the cost of living is not cheaper, and life itself, I mean, a lot of things are wrong. And Nigerians are just desperate for a fresh blood, something new, something new, something they can actually say, oh, probably, even though the person may not necessarily give us the change, but let it be that, you know.
You know, the error in this mindset, unfortunately for us, is that we've missed the point several years, and we're still going to miss the point, apparently, because you see how we're emphasizing and talking about who wants to become president and all of that. Nobody is talking about the people that are going to the House of Reps. Nobody is talking about the people that are going to be senators. Nobody is talking about the local governments, you know, the State House of Assembly and all of that. And with the state of things, the way the current government has, you know, reimbursed and ensured that finances go around, the key decisions will be in the people representing us at the local level. Whoever becomes, you know, president and all of that, they're important. But for us as a
National
people,
Assembly as well.
yes, they're important. But for us as people, I think the most important is to get it right at the local level. See, if we get it right at the local level, it will be difficult for one individual to come and say you want to influence what we're enjoying. If you go to see what is happening in Ahoda, because of an incident of one person, all of a sudden there's a ripple effect. Now tell me which person will come and say, Bonaboy or whoever is building should not build a school, should not do the road. First of all, do you be linked because you see this person, you know. So we need that concentration on the local level, because there's so much. Look,
so much resources have been pushed down. And we're not asking the right questions.
And we're quiet. Somebody is talking about renovation of school. People are renovating local government councils. Children are learning on the floor. They tell you
the priorities.
An edifice. This is the assembly, the local government, parliament, house, and people are learning on the floor. The communities do not have roads. There are no industry. There's nothing for production. There's nothing to encourage employment. So we need to tilt this, pay attention to
this other.
So Labour Party, I think, you know, should do their structure and ensure that they focus on the grassroots, focus on ensuring credible candidates at the grassroots, and see if you can turn around things at the local level. Yeah, I think it will be difficult for an individual up there to come and change.
All right, very well. Lisa, you were once a member of Labour Party. Have you gone back? You've not returned?
No.
All right, so now, your former party.
Okay.
What is your take on their presidential primaries? Nena De Osman is a caretaker committee chairman, isn't she?
Yes.
And last time I checked, how many months should caretaker committee last? And why didn't Labour Party conduct national convention to at least, you know, bring up actual executives of the party that will now conduct.
After the tenure of Nenadi Usman elapsed.
Nenadi Usman is a caretaker chairman.
Yes, I mean,
last time I checked.
They had tenure as a
it has elapsed,
yeah.
but then she's still not the one doing this.
Yes, the National Working Committee can decide to
extend it.
Can decide to extend the time for the caretaker committee chairman. But you should know that Labour Party is a political party that is recovering from a certain illness.
Okay.
And you don't expect them to run with you who had been enjoying good health.
They can run with same speed.
Yeah. Then also let us bring it to the past experience that, or the opportunity that opened for Labour Party in 2023. When we look at that, we now make comparison from the analysis Victor had given in terms of selecting a candidate, a viable candidate that will give them a leap in 2027. First, opportunity called for Labour Party in 2023 when Peter Obi saw the, if I would say, the high-handedness that was coming upon him from his colleagues in PDP. I wouldn't want to single out somebody again, but otherwise you say, you are against this person or you are against the other person. So when he saw that, he pulled out of PDP. On pulling out PDP, from PDP, the Patu Tomi and the rest of the leadership of Labour Party, saw a fugitive running, and they opened their door and said, come in here. And immediately Obi came in. Labour Party pushed for relevance, and pushed into relevance, not to, so to say. And that relevance, began to shake the very political terrain of Nigeria through obedient movement. And when the other people, bragged about structure, it was here in Port Harcourt. It was here in Port Harcourt that we and Hilda Dokubo, we stayed here and said, this structure things, what do we say? Hilda was herself who said, who is the structure self? Is it no human beings? We say, say then I'm the structure, you are the structure. That was where I'm the structural stuff came up, and before you know it spread across Nigeria. And now, Labour Party enjoyed that visibility, enjoyed that light until we lost the election. And both Peter Obi, he has his own blames. Both Alex Oti, he has his own blames. And Abure, who decided to play double leg in the system. At some point, I called the governorship candidate of Labour in Rivers State. I said, look, it's like we'll leave this thing for this man. Let him and his family run Labour. And he was doing everything the way he was doing it. Many of us, we have our issues, our problems with Abure. But he insisted until Obi had to join with Alex Oti. Let us go to court, and perhaps after the court declaration, we come up with a caretaker committee. Since the tenure of Abure had elapsed, and he had rushed to Newi to go and conduct a kangaroo kind of a national convention and reproduce himself and things like that. And everybody said, no, we cannot take that Newi convention. And they went to court, and court started gambling over the matter until now. Okay, finally, court had exited Abure. Obi had exited Labour Party. But there is one small thing that is remaining in Labour Party. And what is that? That visibility that obedient movement gave it. Who can leverage on it now is the question. You talked about Showore. Showore is my man. But Showore can't wear the shoe. The shoe is too big. The shoe Peter Obi left is too big for sure. If Labour Party must give the presidential shoe to anybody, they will have to go and meet a cobbler who will build a new shoe. Honestly, just take my word to the bank. If Labour Party want to present a new presidential flag bearer, let them go to the cobbler to produce a little sizable shoe that their new presidential flag bearer will wear, and make the little noise. They are not coming to win, but they are coming to obtain a name that I was once a presidential candidate. And that will give that person a global visibility if he has the capacity. Yes, because Labour Party had been known all over the world as a championing political party, causing the activities of their former presidential flag bearer, Peter Obi. Now that Nenadi Usman had taken over, even though they are still in court, they are still seeking for interpretation of the Supreme Court judgment. Bure is laying claim here, Nenadi is laying claim here. As you can see in the last FCT local government council election, that Abure's candidates were...
They were recognized. They were
to an extent recognized.
Oh,
to an extent.
So today INEC will recognize, today they will not, the next day they will not recognize.
It's a strategy anyway.
Is
but
INEC confused?
I don't want to discuss that, because if we begin to, it might affect the next political game that is upcoming. But let it be that that thing that happened in FCT council chairmanship election that made Labour Party at some point, very close to the day of election, they were no longer, they were derecognized. Very close to the election.
That was Abure's
faction.
They were derecognized.
That made some people, almost took to the streets. But thank God that everything was quelled and calmed out as well. But now that Nenadi Usman is coming to conduct a national convention and the INEC is giving them a nod, let it produce their chairman, their national, in fact, the National Working Committee, and produce a candidate. It will not be good that Labour Party will sink completely after the exit of Peter Obi. No, it will mean that an individual is stronger than a system now. Yes, so let them at least continue to make noise till 2021, if anything will remain of them, because Alex Oti is there, and he's not ready to quit Labour Party, despite all the push to join APC. He's not ready to quit Labour Party for now. So let him be there to complete his tenure by 2031 and perhaps produce a successor who will continue to 2038, is it 2039? And then, if anything will remain of Labour Party, we'll know. But, just like you rightly say, Labour Party can produce a senator, even now. Yeah. Labour Party can produce House of Assembly. Labour Party can produce other House of Reps and things like that. Do you know why? There are people who don't even know the problem that is happening between Abure and Nenadi. They are still Labour, Mama Papa Pikin. It is still sinking,
especially and in the rural areas.
That's what I'm talking about. If any candidate of Labour Party will come up to leverage on that popularity in some areas, because if you are coming from Obiakpo, you already know what is happening in Obiakpo. You know whether Obiakpo people like Labour or not. If they like Labour, all you need to do is to still go with the same Mama Papa Pikin slogan. You may not tell them to vote P2B at this point, but you still use Obi to campaign in the rural area. That our leader, P2B, said, and the people are not reading newspapers, they are not watching televisions. Even if they are watching televisions, there's no light now for them to watch. How many persons can afford a petrol of 1,300
and subscription, television subscriptions,
and all those subscriptions, which is on the high side now. So to a large extent, Labour Party, if Nenadi Usman, Alex Oti, and the rest of the members of National Working Committee can team up together and continue the fight where Obi left it for them. Because for me, Obi's exit from Labour Party had killed his political ambition. I'm telling you the gospel truth. How anybody wants to look at it, I've taken my time, I sat down, I plotted the graph, and what it proved to me is that Obi is gone. We lost Peter Obi politically, and it is paining me that we didn't form government in 2023. It is paining me. So when it comes to somebody saying, is this government going to continue till 2031? Yes, so except God intervenes in the negative, because it's possible that he might still intervene, but it will be in the positive that the government will remain. So you see that the suffering, the hardship will continue. All Nigerians need to do is to develop hard skin. Don't go into criminality, but push yourself more, strain yourself more in the areas of doggedness, business pursuit, and doing legitimate duties. No need for lazing about. Even when you know that your economy cannot carry you to spend time in the bar. Why go to the bar and buy expensive beers and drinks and things like that? Stay home, stay quiet, manage your little family, plan your week, plan your month, plan your year, and you see that we'll survive this government, trusting God that by His grace, something better will come out of it at the end of the day.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Nze, for coming. It's a pleasure having you this morning. Thank you very much for coming.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much.
And thank you so much, Victor Eniche.
Always
It's
good to
always
be
a
here.
pleasure having you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, our viewers, for always staying connected to us. And this is where we wrap it up on this episode of Open Conversation. We are open for sponsorship of the program, advert placements, news, events coverage, and commercials. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv, on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. You can also watch us on Avo TV, Niger TV, and Infastech TV platform. You can connect with us on our ATN socials by subscribing, like, and share. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, and on X, Atlantic TV Net. Do not forget, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. I am Laurentia Ugu. See you same time tomorrow. Bye for now.
And call for the immediate release of this.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the temple of God.
Give us access to our money.